I'm wondering if that's a wolf.
Hello, everybody. Oh man. Obviously, with all the melting and freezing and melting and freezing, my log walls are solid. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna try grab all these. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna try to move this without injuring myself. Oh, old man noises. Okay, it's almost ground level there. Just got some ice down my butt crack. That was refreshing. It's a fairly solid foundation there. Fun fact, I haven't washed these pants in like 2 weeks. I just hung them up to dry. And because I mean, I'm gonna get dirty every time I go out here. Saving water, saving energy. Eco warrior. Leave a comment if you're an eco warrior. Got kind of a crevice here, so that kind of keeps the logs in place to a point. I like to watch bushcraft channels that know what they're doing and do an amazing job on their shelters, but this is not the place for that. Not yet anyway. This is my first shelter, and this is a learning journey that you are all joining me on. I'm gonna kind of put a point to this third log because, like I said, there's a nice crevice right here, and that'll just tuck in nicely if it's the right shape. I think the end of this might have got frozen. Oh yeah, that worked just as planned. My stone wall is kind of on these logs, so I don't really want to touch these because I do not want to mess with the stone wall. Not today anyway. But I got a couple logs kicking around. There's one up there I'm not using. Wow, look how long that moss is. Y'all like my moss, baby? We're getting there. This part is very satisfying. I know this one's in pretty rough shape, but we're here for a good time, not for a long time. Haha! Stole the bark off an old tree. Close to the creek right now, and there's a fair bit of beaver evidence. Slightly ashamed to say this, but as a Canadian, I actually don't know a lot about beavers, but this is a pretty big tree. And I'm guessing that was a beaver that tried to get through that. And he got about halfway through and he's like, nah, it's a little too big. I saw that one, and then I saw two more. Yeah, I don't understand why they'd get halfway through a tree and decide to stop. I have no idea. Oh, you probably didn't recognize me in these blue jeans. But yeah, it's me. You're still watching Mike Thrives. This is starting to get just a tad sketchy because this tree is leaning this way, or it's leaning a bit. I don't know if you guys saw that, but what I was afraid was going to happen started happening. Well, I hope this one doesn't fall. I'm going to go grab my nails and see if they're long enough. I have an idea. Okay, sweet. That end of the top log there was skinny enough to get a nail through. So that one's fairly secure. But this one I was thinking of putting a nail in it. I have a piece of wire in my bag. I thought it would be useful, and well, it might be. So I got a nail in this, and I was thinking of if I put a nail in the tree, I can use that bit of wire to tie it to the tree. I'm just going to lean up some logs against these ends. That'll keep them up for now. Okay, once again, that side is secure. It's looking like one more log Awesome thing about a folding saw is it fits in my pocket. Sweet. Okay, I think that's the nail there. And then we got a nail about 3 logs down, so I'm just gonna tie some wire to this nail, to that nail. Fixing the tarp again. 3rd time's the charm. The things I'm doing for you guys, you have no idea. Oh boy. Okay, I'm assuming you can see what I'm doing back here. Can you see me? Have you guys ever seen a tape measure in a bushcraft video? I don't think I have. And do you consider using nails to be bushcraft? Okay, I got tired of climbing up here over and over, so this is my little scaffold, which I do not totally trust. Okay. This time I'm leaving a little bit of nail sticking out just in case. I'm actually going to go down and kind of see if the rest of the tarp will lay how I want before I finish this up here. Hey, that's pretty perfect. So this is leaving quite a gap at the bottom of these, but that's okay. I'll maybe stuff these with moss and maybe some birch bark. And if we actually get a decent amount of snow, I don't know if that'll ever happen, but that'll help insulate it all as well. I am just happy that No rain can get in now. So we got it wrapped over again. This, obviously a little bit of rain's gonna get in. It's gonna go down the tree. And go down that tree, but I don't know if we'll get any rain, actually. Oh. Yeah, here's the top. I had to move this grommet over, so now this is kind of an awkward area here. And I haven't actually finished putting this up yet. Ah, see, if I pull this tight, then that gap is bigger. You know, I do have grommets actually, but I can probably put another one in. I think I'll do that. I keep thinking I'm gonna finish this when I come out here, and it just isn't happening, which is a little bit frustrating, but I'm very thankful. The weather has been pretty nice. The roof to the main part of the shelter is done, and I am happy with that for today. And this is what it's looking like inside. That is nice to see. It is really starting to feel pretty cozy in here. I don't quite know what I'm looking at. This is a pretty huge track. And I'm pretty sure I didn't see any human footprints here. I'm wondering if that's a wolf. But it comes down my little path here. Yeah, I don't know. Either it's like a stray dog. There is a house fairly close to this spot. But I don't know. What do you guys think? You think that's a wolf? I don't know what to do if I see a wolf.